What we have here is a 1998 Dodge Grand Caravan, and today I'm going to change the water pump. This is the same procedure for all 1996 to 2000 Chrysler minivans, including the Caravan, Voyager, and Town&Country. This car has a 3.3 liter engine, but the procedure is essentially the same for the 3.8 liter engine. Okay, first thing I did was loosen the lug nuts, and just slightly, and now I'm going to jack up the car right on that spot. Jacking up the right front. Next, I'm just going to lower the jack so that the car is resting on the jack stand. And I'm just going to keep the jack in there just for extra, and then I can take the wheel off. Okay, now I need to remove this splash shield. There's a couple of fasteners I need to remove, as well as two cap screws that are underneath the front bumper. Okay, here's the front bumper, and this is the location of the, hold on, right here is one location. This is a 10 millimeter socket, and this one also is 10 millimeter. So I'm going to put a 10 millimeter socket in there. And just loosen. And I'll do the same for the other one. Okay, and for this one here, I'm just going to use one of these. Okay. Let's see where else it's held in. Okay. There's also one under here. Okay. Same kind of deal. And there's one here in the front. And that's done. So now I'm going to get the splash shield out of the way. That was relatively easy. Okay, what I'm doing is actually draining the radiator of any antifreeze that's in there. This car actually has a pretty new radiator in it. It's an aftermarket brand, and there's no problem opening the drain valve on this one. But if you're if your radiator is original, I would not suggest opening the drain valve on the radiator, because many times those valves get stripped and then you're in a bind. I've had problems with them. So what I would do instead is just remove the lower radiator hose, okay, which is easy enough to do here, and just drain the radiator that way. Okay, just a word of caution. Okay, these are 13 millimeter. Just gonna get a wrench on there. Oh gosh. Okay, that thing doesn't want to budge. Let me switch to a 13 millimeter socket. So I get more leverage. Okay, so I'm actually going to use a screwdriver to hold this pulley in place. There's a hole in the pulley, and then I'm just going to, okay, makes it easy. So I'll turn it. Get the screwdriver in. And she's loose. I'll do the same thing for the third one. Screwdriver. Need a little more. And they're all loose. Okay, before I take these out, I'm going to loosen the belt tension. Tensioner is right up here. Let's see. Alright, let's proceed to that step. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to release the tension on the belt and remove the belt before I remove those three bolts from the pulley. Alright, so the belt tensioner on this car is located right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's right underneath the alternator. I have one of these serpentine belt tools. Alright, this one's from Sears, but you can pick one of these up cheap at Harbor Freight. Alright, so I'm just going to place it over the bolt that's on the belt tensioner, and I'm just going to turn it clockwise to release the tension, and then I'm going to slip the belt off. Alright, it's kind of hard for me to do this holding the camera, so I think the best candidate here to slip the belt off of is the, well, I can actually slip it right off that pulley, the water pump pulley. Alright, so let's give this a try. Pull on this. Alright. And actually, turns out that the idler pulley is easier to slip it off of. And that's all there is to loosening the tension on the serpentine belt. Alright, so now I'm going to go back down here and hopefully you can see this. Let's reposition that light. Is that better? Alright, so where are we? Here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to continue to remove these and then slide the pulley off. One. That's two. And three. Alright, and now we'll be able to see the water pump. And there she is. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is going to spray some PB Blaster all around. Alright. The ones in the back are a little tricky, a little hard to get to, so I'm not going to film those because I'm going to have a hard time holding the camera. I'm just giving you an idea. Okay, not so bad. And do the same all around. Got all the 5 bolts off. So now get ready for some water. I'm going to just pull this thing off. Well, as you can see, draining the radiator helps somewhat, but not a hell of a lot. Alright. So, here's our old water pump. And in a minute, I'll show you the new one. First thing we're going to do is clean up that surface, the mating area. Okay, we want to make sure that's nice and clean. And I'm going to use a razor blade for that.